What is happening, everyone? So here we start our first lesson. We're starting with Animalia, and what happens is this is going to be we're going to be starting from the simplest ones and finishing with the most complex. Kingdom Animalia is made up of 9 different phyla, and if we remember from before spring break, phylas are just groups of organisms that have similar characteristics. We classify organisms based on their kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. And so what we have is, and remember that's Kings play Canucks on Friday, Gretzky scores. So we have 9 different phyla of Animalia, and I want you to check this out. Our first one is called Porifera, and these are sponges. Our next one that increases with complexity is called Cnidaria. And these guys are jellyfish. Then we've got Platyhelminthes, and these are flatworms. And how I remember this is platy rhymes with flatty. All right, our next one is Nematoda, and these are roundworms. Our next one is Annelida, and these are segmented roundworms. These are the worms you find on the concrete after a big rainfall. The next one we have are mollusca, and these are snails, these are octopi, these are squid, and clams. Our next one we've got arthropoda, and these are all your insects. These are butterflies, spiders, things like that. The next one we have is echinodermata, and these are starfish. And finally, our last one we have chordata, and these are all the ones you probably thought about. These are fish, frogs, snakes, birds, cows, humans, that sort of thing. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to check out our first phylum, and this is the most simple one. This is phylum Porifera, and as I said earlier, this is sponges. So let's check out some of those bad boys. All right, so let's check this out. This is phylum Porifera. Let's check out all these sweet pictures of sponges. Oh, look, there's SpongeBob. All right, so just a few different pictures of modern day sponges. And if anybody wants to check these out more so, they can. I'm going to upload this file as well. So just some general characteristics. There's 5 to 10,000 species. They're usually in saltwater places. They are sessile, which means they do not move. They just sit there, but yet they are animals, and you'll see why. Now, they don't have any body symmetry, so they're asymmetrical. They're not bilateral or radial. And so you can see that they've got 2 layers. They've got a spongocoel, which is their central cavity. And then they've got an osculum at the top, which you can see right there. And then all these spicules are these little spiky things you can see, and they create the structure for the sponge. Now the next one we have, and if we were in person, you would see me be crazy and stupid, and schwannocytes. Now schwannocytes are these cells. You can see them right there, and what they do is they create a current which really pulls water through these other cells called porocytes. All right, so literally it's like a sponge, because it is a sponge, and water just gets pulled in. Now, what it does is it pulls in water that includes oxygen and nutrients. All right, so that pulls water in, and it also pulls in the nutrients and oxygen. All right, so you can see a picture here. Water gets pulled in, and these little flagella, these little tails, those are on our schwannocytes. And right over here, we've also got, and you can kind of see, we've got a collar. Now what happens with these collars is it traps all the food, and then these other cells come along, and it's in light green right here. These are things called amoebocytes. Amoebocytes come along and pick up the food, and then they distribute it to all the other cells. Right? So functions for reproduction, they do sexual reproduction. The male ones release sperm into the water, and the females release eggs into the water, and then they meet up and create a brand new sponge. They also do asexual reproduction, and they bud off, and they fall into the ground, and they grow into a new one. Now remember, these guys are animals. They are not plants. They do not have roots. They have anchors that anchor them into rock or coral. Right? You can see that this happens. A little larvae comes along and plants down. Like I said, they're filter feeding. They rely on currents to bring oxygen and food in, and also to remove waste. All right, so I want you to check out this video. I also put this in the link. This is the best video on the internet about sponges. It's fantastic. Check it out. Remember, this is also because they're so simple, and you're going to see this with all the other organisms, everyone, is that we're going to go from simple to complex. Sponges don't have a nervous system. They don't have a digestive system. They don't have a circulatory system. They're very, very simple, okay? And here's some other really, really good resources. So what we did was we checked out some characteristics quickly of sponges. And the next little video I've got is I'm just going to review. I'm going to draw a little bit for you, and we're going to check that out. All right, have a great day.